field.
I wouldn't mind doing a little shopping in the city.
Same. I think I may have overdone it with the black and purple here. Well, my entire life. Your look serves you well, though.
That song tavern. I wonder if my old things are still there. They could be of use to you.
Cultists. They'll still have to clean the rabble off the streets.
You man. There's nothing left.
Why, hello there. We were just about to try some of Master Metzley's delightful wines. Would you care to join us?
They do look ever so tasty.
Ah, Mrs. Highbury, I prefer to conduct tastings individually, so I may assess your palate.
Call me Cora, Master Metzley. And I'm afraid I must insist on their joining us. Wine's no good without company, after all.
The wine scent is almost sickly sweet, with an acrid note just on the periphery. Poison.
No, it was perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You have sullied it with knowledge, made it an unclean sacrifice. I will remember your face, and I will peel it from your skull should you interfere again.
Lance board is set.
I just hope the children I still can't believe... Why would anyone want to kill me? Thank you for saving us. We should look into some protection. But my word, the cost.
certainly the last wine festival we'll be hosting.
I still can't believe what that horrid man wanted to do.
Hey, it's Dannon. Let's say hi.
He's not been near a razor in months.
But I dared you first.
Stories, get them out here. Son Invictus. The block has never been so hot. Scandals, vandals, where to buy sandals. It's all here in the Baldur's now.
Calm down.
God's damned hypocrites! The Blade of Frontiers. All pomp and empty oaths. The Sword Coast's most dashing fraud. You are either a fool for trusting him or a wretch for conspiring with him. Doesn't matter which. Lady Mizora told me everything. How Will slaughtered his own father. How he craves his power. How he means to make the city bow to him and him alone. This city holds no place for you or for Ravengard's treacherous spawn. At ease. By the living gods, I believe you. What darkness has fallen upon us? There's something you must know. I should have told Will sooner, but I'd hoped somehow Ravengard would return to us. He knew about the Absolute. I thought little of it at first, but he realized the danger before anyone else did. He understood that if the cult were successful in raising an army, Baldur's Gate would be doomed. Before the Absolutists subducted him, he told me that should he fall, I should seek Will out and give him a message. Will was schooled in the ways of the great champions. He is to use those lessons to wake the worm sleeping beneath Baldur's Gate. The worm is oath-bound to answer the call and come to the city's aid. A bronze dragon, yes. He sleeps beneath us even now, awaiting a hero to rouse him. The worm goes by many names. Ansur, the waiting storm, the heart of the gate. He promised Baldurin he'd protect the city if ever its existence was threatened. But just the once. The city has faced countless threats. But Ravengard knew it could not survive the absolute slaughter. With him gone and the city near ruin, the worm's awakening now falls to you and Will. The Duke gave me this. The legend of Ansur, an ancient epic, ill-remembered, dismissed as a mere tale. Let it set the path before you, or do not, and see Baldur's Gate burn to ash. Thank you. In darkness, I see your light. I should go. I know of still others that might help us when the battle horns call. Unleash the worm. Let its tempest swallow the Absolute and its allies. And may they be driven forever from the coast.
My gods! Is that Fitz? Hands are too big. And I don't like colours.
Why'd you make it so big then?
I know. Spread your vibrations. Mr. Needle doesn't really pay enough.
If common sense can't sway them, perhaps a publicity disaster.
Just a minute.
Stories, get right here!
The blushing mermaid. Not my preferred drinking ability, readers. Oh, maybe the perfect word to describe this.
Breeze must be blowing inland today, bringing in the stench of the foundry. Belching smooth metal screeches.
It's unusual for prey to supply the tools of its own butchery. Razors, scissors, nail files. So many cuts one couldn't make. And yet, such a fleeting window. But then, who am I to deny the auspices of destiny? For we are celebrating, Master Figaro. You have the delicious honor of being my crowning achievement. Your body is my ultimate gift to my lord, Bar. Together, we shall transcend. A challenger. My lord tests me. This piteous hovel will be your grave challenger.
What's the plan? No mercy.
I will savor your final breath. My last before becoming.
Shall I compare thee to a souse?
Another witness to my sacrament. How fortunate.
Can't even frown while you're flying.
smelly, virulent water.
No way to run a business, I say. Can't even prowl.
There's probably crates of things down there to keep trash like us out.
No way to run a business, I say. Can't even prowl. No way to run a business, I say. Can't even browse while he's with a client. No way to run a business, I
Come on, Cole.
Are you sure it's not a trap?
I don't know who you are, but I'm glad you were there. If it had been the dwarf alone, we might have stood a chance. But these doppelgangers, they swarmed us. We were paralyzed before we even had the chance to fight back. A rising star, you say? Then there's more of these nutters running around. I thought as much. Devella Fountainhead, Constable of the Flaming Fist. I've been investigating the recent spate of murders across the city. I was on my way to the upper city when I heard a commotion. I stepped in to see if I could help. It's not every day you have the chance to catch a killer in action. Not even in this profession. Now, if you don't mind, I need to draft a report to my superiors before I forget it all. But don't worry, I'll be sure to put in a good word for you. You do? How? Gods. That's it. Proof that I was right. I've been working on an assignment, see? A research project of sorts.
I knew my conclusions were sound. But this... I never expected this. I'll tell you what I know. He ruled the Iron Throne. A dark tower hiding a darker secret. It was the front for a deadly arms dealing network. There, he amassed an army, seeking to become a god himself. Under his stewardship, the Baal Temple was revived, and with it, the Baal cult itself. Fortunately, the temple was destroyed, and to cleanse the city of Saravok's memory, the Iron Throne was torn from its foundations and cast into the Chionthar. For most, that was the end of it. But cults like that don't disappear overnight. The Baal cult is back, and someone is out there, continuing Saravok's work. God save us all if you're right. But I believe it. Whoever it is, they are intimately familiar with Saravok's work. The brutality of the killings is on a par with Saravok's own. But there's something more here. Something new. There's a reference to these murders. A certain flair. It's as if they were done in worship. The precision of the cuts. The depth, the execution. The best butchers in Faerun couldn't make a cut like that. Trust me, I've asked them. I tried to explain all this to my superiors, but they wouldn't have any of it. They told me to drop it. Told me the city doesn't need another conspiracy theorist and to get back to doing my job before they find someone else to do it for me. But you're not bound by such constraints. Oh, help me out here. Help the city out. I bet if you follow the trail of these murders, you'll be able to unearth the truth of this resurgence. Try to convince my superiors to put some resources into this matter. After what's happened here, they might finally take this seriously. Might. You really are a godsend. Meet me at Basilisk Gate if you've anything more to report. And good luck.
I must say, I'm damn lucky you showed up when you did. Can you believe what that monster was doing? Truly? Then you're made of sterner stuff than I, friend. I'll confess, it terrified me greatly. Can you imagine dressing entirely in red? Jests aside, thank you. You forever have my humblest gratitude and a most generous discount on my wares. In the face of such horror, I don't see that I have much choice. Now, how may I help you today? I sell anything and everything needed to cultivate your countenance. The best you'll find in Baldur's Gate. Certainly better than any dreck you'll pick up in Worm's Crossing. A certain ineffable quality. Beauty in its many forms. Very good, sir. Now remember,
Get a killer look when you shop pacemaker fashion.
A passphrase, Sicarius, and a location. We should find this Candle Hallow place.
You know, I heard it was a Barlist that tried to kill Master Figaro. Why would a Barlist want Master Figaro dead?
Ruff's on the new facemaker fashion line? Who can say? Get them right here. Printing block has never been so hot. Scandals, vandals, where to buy sandals. So yeah, Balder's mob
What it used to be.
Your mind tingles as it opens to Will. He learns of Mazora's meddling and Floric's tale of the dragon Ansur.
Curse that rotten devil and her forked tongue, trying to set Floric against me. She's a damnable inferno of chaos. What matters now is that Floric saw sense, and we know our path forward. We'll finish what my father couldn't. We'll awaken Ansur, the heart of the gate. Go on, read the legend of Ansur. Then we can plan our next steps.
Something on your mind?
You know exactly what's on my mind.
So, you talked to Floric, the city's most loyal servant, positively outraged to hear how Will failed his father. Tell me, darling, how is she? What a relief. It would be a shame if she'd struck down the one and only blade. Alas, she misses the fallen Duke. Someone will need to step up in his absence. A man with the spirit of a dragon. His only son, perhaps.
All right.
Yes? I have. And while I do not love my conclusion, that does nothing to change it. The Harpers are the city's best information network. With them out of action, we shall have to fall back on second best. Nine Fingers Keen.
A name known and feared throughout the city's underworld. The mysterious Keen runs the guild, which in turn runs every criminal enterprise in the city.
Friend is not the word I'd use. Nor is petty if you've a mind to keep your tongue. But both our operations step outside the law when needful. She just likes it better there. How hospitable she will be to a Harper that comes begging to her guild hall, we will find out. Perhaps I will let you do the talking.
I figured it out. Exactly what I want to do with you. Even crazier than that, if you can believe it. I want to go on a date. A first date. No weapons, no monsters, no mysterious voices. Just you and me and dinner. Please say yes. Yes! Oh, amazing. Put on your least bloody tunic and meet me back here. Oh, I'm so excited! Give me a beat to run ahead. I want to make sure everything's absolutely perfect. See you there. Hi. Hi! You made it! You look nice. Thank you. Baldurian seafood stew. No, thank you. What do you think you'll have? Just what I had in mind.
Huh?
2 of the Rothe ribs, please. And 2 glasses of... and 2 glasses of beer. So, you're an adventurer, right? How's that going? Bad-ish. Not trying to one-up the local villains, of course, but man, have I seen some shit. But hang on, this isn't first date talk. Tonight, I'm a mystery to you, and you're a mystery to me. It's all I can do to keep my hands to myself, anyway. We're terrible at this. Show me your ways. Oh, that's easy. During year 2 of my fabulous adventure in celibacy in Avernus, I once got so, pent up, I burnt down my field tent. Blamed it on an imp and never told a soul the truth. Beat that. Yeah, I'm very sure. I'd ask for a real secret, but I suppose besides the whole child of Baal thing, you've always been an open book. Oh, hey, here comes our food. Hey, Henk, I think we ordered the...
Bleeder.
worst guy I ever met. Anyway, how about a toast? Oh, shit! May we live every day like it's our last. Because you never know when your last will come. Oh, that was great. The food and the company. You know what I want to do. I know I can't stay forever here with you. In fact, I feel like I don't have long left at all. We've been through so much, and the worst is yet to come. I have every reason to feel terrified, hopeless, like giving up. But to be here with you, in the city I love, in this world that I love so much, it's all I could really ask for. You hear me? You're all I could ever ask for. I love you. And I know that whatever else this city will throw at us, we can handle it. Come on, there's something I want to show you upstairs. Hope you like it.
Intestines throb. Blood whispers.
Hey, wanna play pretend? You and me. Let's imagine I get to live 50 more years. We have a whole life ahead of us. What do we do? You know what? That was never part of my plan. But in this fantasy, I can picture it. You, me, two little usses. That's a pretty picture, isn't it? Damn it. I wish I had a longer road ahead of me. I want to walk it with you. Gods, what a disaster. Finding love like this. Finding you. So perfectly late. I've always thought I was fearless. Never scared of a fight, of the future. But dying has taught me so much. There's no courage in fearlessness. There's courage in being fucking terrified, but still going forward. Still being grateful. Still trying. We're going to save this city. Together. It's going to be the last thing I do. That's why I know we're going to win. Let's get busy with it. I've got the rest of my life ahead of me, and a lot to do before I go.
I made it back. I'm here. Thank the gods. Thank the gods.
The bustle here takes some getting used to. Crackling fire and a tresson for company is usually more my speed. Still, we must flow with the current we find ourselves in, however tumultuous it may be. If you've need of me, I'm glad to help.
Gods, this is the first time in 200 years I've seen these streets in the sunlight. You can forget just how much color there is in the world. Yes, of course. Obviously. Sorry, did you want something?
Thy will dost thou require?
I brought my own paring knife. Now...
Please, don't look at me.
This is the city proper, is it? I didn't expect it to be so outrageously ordinary.
Baldur's Gate. You know, I never quite believed I'd actually make it back. Wasn't until we got within reach of Worm's Crossing that it felt real. It's so strange. I don't remember much of it, yet I can't help feel like I know it. It feels like home. I suppose it is. Though the chance to savor the moment might be brief, given all that still lies ahead of us. I may have to rely on your local knowledge to plug the gaps in my own mind. Hopefully, I'll remember more than I expect to. Almost pleasant traveling with company. If you ignore all the less pleasant
Murder, oppression, conspiracies. This city has its charms, after all. If you cannot see the appeal of bloodshed and danger, perhaps you should retire from adventuring and farm root vegetables for the rest of your days.
Yes? Ask it. I am no expert on the matter, despite all my experience. But if anything I know can help you resist your father, only ask it. Not mad, no. Take Zarevok, for example. For as much carnage as he caused, there was always a cold calculation to it. He craved power, and his bloodline was just another path to achieve it. I saw that same bloodline turn to better ends than Baal ever intended for it. It was Baalspawn who threatened the coast, and Baalspawn who saved it. It is possible to go on to live a life outside your father's shadow. Baal was but the beginning. Be warned. A godspawn draws trouble like iron to lodestone. There will be crusaders who wish to rid the world of your taint, or jealous minds who believe themselves more deserving of the power in your blood. But happiness is not beyond a Baalspawn. It simply comes at a higher cost. Constant vigilance. Then you are wise. I will not mince words. If what you told me is true, you are already further under Baal's power than my old friend ever was. But, so long as you fear that power, there is hope. Fear means you are not fully mad. Not yet. Baal had his minions, certainly. But none had watched over their wards so diligently. I wonder if past experience has taught the great god to fear that another of his children might turn against him. Yes? Your rancid father will try to twist your thoughts, as he did with all his children. The harder you resist, the darker your dreams become. Our camp was often roused by screams in the night back then. We learned to take them as a marker of pride. Even gods can be resisted. A Baalspawn can sire children, certainly. Whether they should... There are things in our nature we might unwittingly pass on, yes. But I do not believe them stronger than the things we choose to pass on. If you are asking whether love and joy are beyond you, just because of the taint in your blood? No. They most certainly are not.
How can I help?
Yes? Flattered as I am, you're fully supported as it is. Then let us be about it.
Refugees. What a dreadful existence. We could take a few in.
Let us show them how it's done. Lightly does it.
Wizard called it the Sioux.
Whatever it's called, it's impressive. Tastes great.
We see, we know.
Let's get going.
Hmm?
What's this? A heretic in our midst? Your death, in the Dreadlord's name.
Where's the advantage? Twinkling twice
one with the weave. Seek and you shall find me.
All's well that ends. Well, not as bad as it could have.
It's an orphanage, Ukta. What would you have me do? Seize their toys as payment?
Well, they failed to pay tribute. We should withdraw our protection, at the very least.
And cede more ground to the Stone Lord? You're not suggesting I yield a single inch of the city, my city, to this cult?
We already look weak. If you're seen to be forgiving debts...
I didn't say forgive. Seize the building. Are many children old enough? If they protect what's mine, we'll consider that a start on what's owed.
Yes, Guildmaster. Excuse me? This is a private council.
Keep your underpants clean, Ukta. We're playing host to a hero. You owe me a gold piece, grandmother. When I heard you died out in the wilderness, I made an offering at Kellenvor's well.
Of gold? Oh, I did not know I meant so much to you, Guildmaster.
No, I'm terribly sentimental. Case in point, I've just let a harper walk through my guild hall, noticeably unholed. Because I'm curious about why you're here and who it is you've brought with you. Oh, the best in the city, under or above. So smart a mouth as yours would enjoy it, provided you keep all your teeth.
We won't tax your hospitality too long, Nine Fingers. I'm searching for Minsk of Rashomon.
A big name, that. Such information does not come cheap, High Harper. Not in normal times. Of course. Seeing as these are not normal times and we're all such good friends, I'll do better than tell you where he is. I'm bringing him here as we speak. Or parts of him, at least. I gave no orders about the condition of his corpse.
What treachery is this, Nine Fingers? Have you thrown in with the Absolute too?
Against my own city. Careful. You're in very real danger of hurting my feelings. It's Minsk who's found his faith with Faerun's newest god. And a new name with it. The Stone Lord.
Lies.
Minsk was never one to need much persuading. Not when it came to spilling my people's blood. In his short reign, the Stone Lord and his crew have earned a reputation. Pure brutality. No survivors. And where he mows my people down, this ripe little cult takes root. But not for much longer. We have word on where he plans to hit next. And he'll find us ready to hit back this time.
Nine Fingers. Estelle. Call off your ambush, tell us where he is, and we'll handle this.
We? I heard what happened to your harpers, Jaheira. I'm sorry, but this fight's too big for you alone. If you're half the friend you're posing as, you'll tell her that her part in this is done. The Stone Lord's fate is sealed. We have a bigger war to fight. I'd rather turn our talk to that, but if you need a moment, Jaheira, well, you've earned that much. My guild hall is open to you. Have a drink, Jaheira. Have a rest. Just leave well enough alone. It would be a shame for the city to lose 2 of its heroes in one day.
There's little point in pressing Nine Fingers further. She means what she says. But we swore no vows. She won't tell us where to find Minsk. Someone else in her guild hall will. We need to be swift. I suppose we must greet the local wildlife. Guild hall is awash with ale-scented gossip at the best of times. These days, they have nothing but the Stone Lord to talk about.
Keep the Harper out of trouble. Just because I don't want to kill her, doesn't mean I won't. Beyond that, be welcome. Be merry. Is there something you require of a humble guildmaster? No begging? Not even a snotty little please? It's almost like you don't know who you're talking to. The order's been given. It's done. So I hope you know another tune, because I am getting bored of this one. Oh, did you enjoy the encounter? I have no doubt you gave them a good talking to. The rats usually keep a lid on their nastier notions, but with the Stone Lord business distracting me, some are starting to test the leash. All the more reason to be rid of the cult quickly, so I can remind my crews it's not a leash round their necks if they cross me. It's a noose. Knowing what I know usually comes at a cost. But let's say we'll put it on your tab. Simple enough. After Jaheira warned me and then disappeared, I went nosing into the cult for myself. I could bore you with the details. How I found evidence of Gortash's projects, traced him to Orin the Red, and made a safe bet there was some dried-out old necromancer to round out the 3. Because it's always the dead, bloody 3. Has been half-gods who can't help but make their irrelevance everyone else's problem. Oh. You've got some juicy little tidbit I haven't heard yet. Huh. It seems like my intelligence on you was patchy at best. That's annoying. I had no intention of leaving my city in the Dead Three's hands. Definitely not leaving it to some slimy shit that doesn't even have hands. So, as long as you can keep a lid on what's growing inside you, we're allies. Until you can't, and we're not. Simple enough, I reckon. Now, war to be fought. You need anything? Keep the Harper out of trouble. Just because I don't want to kill her, doesn't mean I won't. Beyond that, be welcome. Beyond that, be welcome. Knowing what I know usually comes at a cost. But let's say we'll put it on your tab. We've crossed paths over the years. Two hands trying to steer the city. Just not always in the same direction. Ugh, can't stand Harpers as a rule, but Jir is the exception. She's only really half a Harper at most.
You mean that as a compliment? I am sure.
The same way I'm not just the lowly thief, vagabond, and murderer the Watch and peers would paint me as. I happen to be a fine singer, too. We don't. The Zentarim work for me. Time was I'd charge the bastards double if I let them into my hall at all, but times change. The Guild is many things, but it's not an army. If the Absolute keeps pushing in on our territory, then I need a little weight to push back. Thieves, frauds, and miscreants. If it's just the Watch warrants you're reading. The Guild isn't any one thing. We're everything. All the parts of the city the Watch don't want seen, so they push us to the far side of their law. But it's not the Watch that keeps the peace, or gives justice to any Baldurian who asks, whether they can pay for it or not. It's us. If we take a little tribute in return, or tie strings of service to those we help, well, what of it? So long as we're working as one, it all runs quick, quiet, and clean. The Watch, the Council, even the Parliament of Peers, they're the clean face they want the world to see. But the Guild is the blood, the bone, the gristle, the ugly bits that actually make Baldur's Gate move. We'll be the ones still holding the gate when all those others have fled. Keep me from having to kill the Harper. Which means keeping out of the Guild's way, all right? Wonderful.